Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm on Poshmark Canada, Rainbow Poops, and I'm on Instagram, Rainbows After Midnight. Today I'm going to do a video based on requests of a lot of people mentioning, well, what are you picking up in the new year for 2021? First of all, I just want a little unzoom. So I'm actually sitting outside one of my favorite stores. You can kind of see the Goodwill, which obviously we cannot be shopping right now because everything is locked down where I live. So I haven't been to the store in, as of this day, a month, a whole month. It's a little much, but you know, what else you gonna do at this point? You just gotta kind of get through it. And yeah, so that's what I've been working on. My last video was talking about the brands that I'm no longer going to pick up, and I've been thinking a lot about what am I going to pick up when stores open, such as this store, one of my favorite locations. Is there certain styles that I'm looking for more so, or just certain brands that I think are better selling, or brands that I still haven't found yet? Now, first of all, I do want to talk about some brands that, oh my goodness, that maybe was not the best place to put my phone. Hang on. Wow. This is gonna be fun. Okay. We're just going to hold this camera right now. Alright, so some of the brands that I'm trying to find on my list that I want to pick up for 2021. Let's go with denim jeans. So Mother is one of the brands. I have sold a few pairs. I think like 2 pairs I picked up of Mother. And yes, I have sold 2. It's a great brand. Actually, one item that I did resell was still listed in the Hudson Bay store, which is a Canadian, like a big chain store. And yeah, they had a pair of that. It was still listed and I sold a pair. It was awesome. I haven't found Mother jeans that often. I mean, once in a while I see it, but it's usually like damaged or like the size isn't right. There's always some kind of flaw. But yeah, definitely Mother jeans would be something that I would consider to pick up. Another brand that I have not personally picked up is Girlfriend jeans. I've seen this, I've heard people talk about them. It's a higher end brand. I don't know a ton about it, but that is something that I'm looking forward to, hopefully to find in the jeans section. Just thinking about jeans and denim in general, there isn't really a ton of brands that I've sold a lot of. I mean, Levi's is another one that's, you know, it's a hit or miss. It's getting very oversaturated. There's a lot of people selling Levi's. Obviously, the vintage ones are better than the newer ones. There's different kinds of styles. You got like the skinny leg, you got the 711 ones. I actually just sold a pair of 711 new with tags. The 505 is another popular one. The 525, I believe, is another one. And then, yeah, just the 711. I don't know if there's other ones. I'm sure there's other brands and other styles in there. Yeah, if you could find the vintage ones, like from the 70s, the 80s, jean jackets, especially Levi's vintage jean jackets is another thing I would be grabbing if you guys come across that. Anything vintage, obviously, to pick up, especially vintage t-shirts. So I'm always on the lookout for vintage t-shirts. A lot of the older shirts, or I guess sweatshirts, they would tell you on there the year. So say it was, I don't know, Batman. It's a Batman t-shirt. You're like, oh, just Batman. A lot of times you look at the logo, it'll have a trademark with a date. If the date's like 1990, 1989, or whatever the case may be, pick that up. Those are things that people are looking for. They're looking for the older, the vintage, the unique, the rare pieces. I would definitely grab that. Don't just look at it and be like, oh, just a Batman, you know, shirt, like a kid's shirt or whatever. No, a lot of times you'll find the vintage ones, and those are the ones that can be priced higher, especially if you're selling on eBay. I mean, yes, you can sell them on Poshmark, but eBay, you can probably get a lot more money for stuff like that because there are people on there that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. Collectors. You got a lot of collectors out there. So definitely the vintage shirts, and that also goes with the band shirts. So any kind of band shirts. If you guys ever find like Grateful Dead, one of the older shirts, that thing can get you a couple $100 easily. Another one like Metallica, like the vintage, I don't know, any old band, rock band or anything like that. The Beatles have a few like really older, I think they're from the 90s actually. I have one listed on my eBay. Something my dad had and I told him I would sell for him. But yeah, definitely look for vintage t-shirts. So that includes like the cartoons from the 80s and 90s, and then the bands. So any like old school bands with the t-shirts, those things sell really, really well. So that's something that I'm definitely always on the lookout for. Another thing I'm on the lookout for is it's more of like a collab, I guess, in a way. I know some people are like, well, why are you looking for that? And the reason is because I've sold a lot of these. It's Adidas track jackets, but they are collabed with soccer. I think most of the ones I have sold have been like a soccer team, special edition Adidas. What you can do too is you can always look on the inside tag. It'll tell you the year, so you can kind of get an idea when it's from. But yeah, anyone that seems to have, you know, like it's unique looking. It's not just the basic one with the trifold little symbol like on the side. Mostly men's. It's mostly men's. Bringing that one up to my next one. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head of what I'm thinking right at the moment. And that's going to be men's clothes. Recently, I have sold a lot of men's clothes. And I will continue to pick that up. I think it's a market that is growing really fast, especially on Poshmark Canada. eBay, it sells. Like, men go on there, they just purchase stuff. So definitely do research when you are looking for men's items. If you see a shirt, there's one brand, it's called Robert Graham. They have really cool, like, they're called flip cuffs. So the cuffs on the shirt, you flip them up and it's a different design. I sold a few of those. Now, they don't fetch a lot of dollar, but they do sell. So if you find one for a few dollars, you can easily make about $30 to $50. If you find a more rare one, then you can get upwards to about $100, depending how rare the design is. Some have sold for around $100. So definitely something to consider. Going on to men's, obviously anything sport related. I see a lot of interest when I post jerseys or like hats that have, you know, an NHL team or like something older, NBA, or it's got a certain player on it. Always be on the lookout for the sport stuff. I mean, that stuff sells easily, and if that's something you haven't looked into yet, I would definitely consider. I mean, you don't need to be like an expert on sports. Just, you know, something you find, look it up. You got your phone on you, look on eBay, look the comps up, and see what it goes for. Going back onto the women's, I'm not really looking for any brands in particular. Like, I am trying to go more higher end. I'm going more based this year on style. And I'm leaving behind more of like the lower end mall brands. Obviously, there's always the exception. If I find something really cool and it's really cheap, then yes, you know, if I pick it up for 25 cents, I'm probably going to try to sell it if it's something that I think could be sellable. But I'm going to try to not be picking up things just because. Just stuff to have just because. Because I don't want to get back into that. I've been trying to get through my death pile, and I've been doing really well, but I still have a lot of items in there. And there's a lot of stuff that I've been looking through that I'm, one, wondering why I haven't posted it. I should post it. And second is like, why did I pick up this? This is garbage. Like, why? I would never sell this. Why did I even bother picking this up? And that's the problem, is that you let it sit there, and you don't get excited about it. So it just sits there, and sits there, and sits there. And you're losing money. Well, you lost money because you paid for it. Unless you got it for free, and it's not selling, so it's just sitting there collecting dust, literally. So yeah, that's another thing, is just keep up on your stuff. Back to brands. I know I'm going back and forth. I'm looking more into a lot of the athletic wear, which I'm sure people already know right now. That's a big thing, especially right now. Everybody's buying Gymshark, Lululemon. There's a newer brand called, well, there's ALO, A-L-O. I think it's like Alphaletta. Alphaletta. I mean, there is so many workout brands, stuff I've never even heard of that I'm seeing everywhere now. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, better get on that. So definitely look into more of the athletic wear. And if you find certain brands, again, research them and see. I mean, some things you can find, and they'll sell for quite a bit. Yeah, that's the biggest one, is the athletic wear. I'm looking more into a lot of Lululemon because that stuff sells. If you can find more rare Lululemon, like different prints and stuff, highly recommend. I mean, a lot of people do just buy the basics. I am staying away from more of the tank tops. I'm looking more for the leggings. The dresses supposedly sell quite well, and for higher profit. Jackets, like the defined jacket style, you know, like the little jacket. I'm also looking for like the outerwear jackets because those sell quite well. But I just don't want to have all Lululemon. I do want to have a variety because not everybody likes it. Not everybody wears it. I mean, I got some of their pants and they collect a lot of hair on it and they pill. So you don't want to be spending money on that kind of stuff. So yeah, my advice for 2021 for sourcing is look at what you did last year. Go through all your stuff, see what sold. Kind of be like, you know what? I have these items that are still sitting here and maybe they're all from the same brand. Maybe don't pick that brand up anymore. See what has sold. Go on Poshmark. Pick a user, pick an ambassador, someone that's sold a lot. Say, for instance, myself. Look under all my sold and see what I've sold. You can kind of get an idea. Another place to look if you want inspiration or ideas is go on the Revolve website. Or Revolve's got a lot of higher end stuff that they sell, and they will show you a bunch of brands on there that they have on their store. A lot of them are trendy. There's like, I don't know if Reformation's on there. But that's also another brand I do want to find eventually. I have never found that brand. But yeah, definitely look around and see what other people have sold, because there's a lot of stuff out there that you guys probably have never heard of. And there's brands that I'm learning about every single day. Every single day I'm watching someone's video or someone on Instagram and I find a brand on there I've never heard of. It just keeps adding it to the list. So hopefully you guys find a lot of good stuff this year. But yeah, just kind of try something different. Go out of your comfort zone and maybe you'll find something really good and get some really good sales. Don't just stick to your basics, you know, plain stuff, or, oh, I only pick up Aritzia and I only pick up Free People. It's like, expand. Try something totally different. I mean, that's my goal this year, is to expand on what I pick up and try a bunch of new brands and just see what sells, what works. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!